the great name of Allah, who is the kind and most merciful. Here, this is me, Akib Sheikh, student of Business Administration from University Campus, Larkana. And here I am going to deliver a presentation on subject financial management, and my course instructor is Sir Ghulam Mustafa Sheikh. My first topic is capital budgeting. Capital budgeting is a company formal process used for evaluating potential and expenditures or investment that are significant in amount. It involves the decision to invest the current funds for addition, deposition, modification, or replacement of fixed asset. Therefore, the large expenditure include the purchase of fixed asset like land and building, new equipment, rebuilding or replacing existing equipment, research and development. Capital is the total investment of the company, and budgeting is the art of building budget. Now, the features of capital budgeting. Number first, it involves high risk, and number second, large profit are estimated, and number third, long time period between the initial investment and estimate returns. Now, the capital budgeting process. Number first, project identification and generation. The first step towards capital budgeting is to generate a proposal for investment. There could be various reasons for taking up investment in a business. Therefore, it could be addition of a new product line or expanding the existing ones. It could be a proposal to either increase the production or reduce the cost of output. Number B, project screening and evaluation. This step mainly involves selecting all correct consists to judge the desirability of a proposal. This has to match the objective of the firm to maximize its market value. The tool of time value of money comes handy in this step. Therefore, also the estimation of the benefit and the cost need to done. The total cash flow and outflow along with the uncertainty and risk associated with the proposal has to be analyzed. Now, number C, project selection. There is no such defined method for the selection of a proposal for investment, as different businesses have different requirements. Therefore, that is why the approval of an investment proposal is done based on the selection criteria and screening process, which is defined for every firm, keeping in mind. Now, my second topic is cost of capital. Cost of capital is the required return necessary to make a capital budgeting project, such as building a new factory worthwhile. When analytics and investor discuss the cost of capital, this typically means the weighted average of a firm cost of debit and cost of equity blended together. Therefore, cost of capital metric is used by company internally to judge whether a capital project is worth or expenditure of resources, and by investor who use it to determine whether an investment is worth. What does the cost of capital tell you? Cost of capital tell you the represent a hurdle rate that a company must overcome before it can generate value, and it is used extensively in the capital budgeting process to determine whether a company should proceed with a project. Therefore, the concept is also widely used in economics and accounting. Another way to describe the cost of capital is the opportunity cost of making an investment in the business project that will provide returns that exceed the cost of their capital. Now, the weighted average cost of capital. A firm cost of capital is typically calculated using the weighted average cost of capital formula that considered the cost of both debit and equity capital. Therefore, each category of the firm capital is weighted proportionally to arrive at the blended rate, and the formula considered every type of debit and equity on the company balance sheet, including common and preferred stock, bond, and other form of debit. Now, the finding the cost of debit. Every company has to chart out the financing strategy at an early stage. The cost of capital become a critical factor in dealing which financing track to follow, debit, equity, or a combination of the two. Early stage company seldom have sizable asset to pledge as collected for debit financing, so equity financing became the default make of funding. For most of them, leader and investor will demand a higher risk premium for the former. Now, my third topic is pricing strategy. In terms of the marketing mix, some would say that pricing is the least alternative element. Marketing companies should really focus on generating a high margin as possible. Therefore, the argument is that the marketer should change product, place, or promotion in some way before restoring to a pricing reduction. However, price is a versatile element of the mix. Now, the penetration pricing. The price charged for product and service is set artificially low in order to gain market share. Once this is achieved, the price is increased. This approach was used by Finance, Telecom, and Sky TV. These companies need to land grab large number of consumer. Therefore, these companies need to land grab large number of consumer to make it worth their while. So they offer free telecom or satellite dishes of discounted rate in order to get people to sign up for their services. Now, the economic pricing. This is a no frill low price. The cost of marketing and promoting a product are kept to a minimum. Supermarket often have economy brand for soup, spaghetti, etc. Budget airline are famous for keeping their overhead as low as possible and then giving the consumer a relatively lower price to fill an aircraft. Therefore, the first few seats are sold a very cheap price, almost a promotional source, and the middle majority or economy seal with the highest price being paid for the last few seats on flight during time of recession. Economy pricing see more sales. Now, the price scheming. Price scheming see a company charge a higher price because it has a substantial competitive advantage. However, the advantage tend not be sustainable. The higher price affect new company into the market and the price inevitably fell due to increased supply. Therefore, manufacturer of digital watches use a scheming approach in the 1970s. One other manufacturer were tempted into the market and the watches were produced at a lower unit cost. Either marketing strategy and pricing approach are implemented. Now, the product line pricing, where there is a range of product or service, the pricing reflect the benefit of parts of the range. For example, car washes, a basic wash could be $2, a wash and wax $4, and the whole package for $6. Product line pricing seldom reflect the cost of making the product, since it deliver a range of price that a consumer perceive as being fair incrementally over the range. Therefore, if you buy chocolate bar or potato chips, you expect to pay X for a single packet. Although if you buy a family pack which is 5 times bigger, you expect to pay less than 5x the price. It might benefit for manufacturing to sell them singly in term of profit. Thanks a lot for watching my video.